chapter of Etude. Let's jump right back in. Even though this is a slow, fast caprice, and quite a beautiful one actually, where the beginning slow section allows for another chance to experiment with phrasing and different colors, just like all the other slow sections we've previously seen. But I'll use the time today to focus solely on the fast section and cover the subject of octaves, and by extension also finger octaves and even tenths, as the exercises here could also apply. What I found helpful with octaves, first of all, is to designate one finger as dominant and the other as more subservient. That say the first finger serves as the anchor and the other, the fourth, follows along in a more flexible and yet still very reactive manner. This idea could apply to all double stops, like what we saw in episode 10 with thirds, but is especially important here due to the delicate nature of intonation. It speaks to the idea that achieving good intonation is not just about trying to hit everything perfectly every time, but also about being able to subtly correct our position in the left hand as quickly and as inconspicuously as possible. The first exercise I would suggest to therefore cultivate this flexibility and reactiveness, especially in the subservient finger, while helping to familiarize ourselves with the muscle memory of playing in tune, is to take any octave and with the dominant finger firmly in place, move the other finger slightly out of and back into pitch. We could go about this transition slowly or quickly, in half steps or even smaller distances. But the point is that this gives us perspective to help internalize the spacing and feeling in the left hand in order to play an octave in tune. There are some parallels here with the intonation exercises covered in episode 19. The same exercises could apply to finger octaves and tenths, but the important thing with those is to make sure to have as much relaxation and suppleness in the fingers as possible, as they make us stretch our fingers into much more unnatural positions. Concentrating on the dominant finger could also help with the flexibility of vibrato and the potential for different vibrato colors when playing octaves. So here's another exercise. Again, with the dominant finger planted and the other finger following in a more passive manner, knock the wrist in one direction and let the wrist come back naturally. We could then increase the amount of knocks each time and then gradually work the speed up to an actual vibrato. The next exercise is to gradually slide up and down the fingerboard, trying to keep the intonation of the octave as pure and as consistent as possible along the way. And the slower the better at first. And finally, we could speed up the shifting between octaves until it becomes an almost snappy motion of the wrist. Alright, that's it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful, and to leave any questions you might have in the comments below. Cheers!